A heavy night 3 of action rolls on here at X Games Minneapolis as we bring you skateboard progression in real time. It's the Women's Skateboard Park Final, and it starts right now. What's up, and welcome to US Bank Stadium. Brandon Graham in the booth alongside X Games legend Lindsay, Adams, Hawkins, Pastrana, and the pro Corbin Harris reporting live from the course. Lindsay, this park is a thing of beauty.
Oh, it is so beautiful. I'm so excited to be here and to witness what's about to go down. I've been out there skating with the girls in practice a little, getting to know their lines and how gnarly they really are, so you guys are in for a treat tonight with these ladies.
After a brief hiatus, Women's Park made its triumphant return last summer. And now there's no looking back as this field has gotten so good. This podium's going to have their hands full. These are your gold and silver bronze medalists from last year.
Right. You know, you have Jordan, who was actually an alternate. Alana Smith rolled her ankle, and so she just found out right before the event last year that she was in, and she brought home a bronze, and she has been working hard this year. Lizzie Armanto, who had won the other park contest, is a force to be reckoned with. And then Kisa Nakamura is a bulldozer. She is going to kill it.
We cannot wait for this final, but we also have to highlight Brighton Zeuner. This young girl is absolutely outstanding, and simply put, she is the future of women's skateboarding. Absolutely.
She missed the podium by 1 point last year. You can see she has a fancy new helmet that she received on her 13th birthday yesterday.
That's right. She turned 13 yesterday. What a gift it would be to earn X Games gold in her X Games debut. So to give you an idea of what this final rundown looks like, we've got 8 skaters, each getting 2 attempts. 45 seconds, the best score counts. And all that tells me just 2 runs out on this course, Lindsay. You got to bring your bangers.
Absolutely. Some of these girls are going to go for broke right out of the gate, and some may put down a mellower run to get one under their belt. But regardless, this 2-run format has to bring the heat. They have to be on it and consistent, and they need to make a full run. That is really important today with the judges.
X Games outdoes itself every single year with these course designs, but now let's dig a little deeper with this particular park.
Well, this park is more bowl than anything, which consists of most parks. You have the deep end, which the girls are going to love because a lot of these girls can skate vert pretty well. You're going to see a lot involving that boat and jumping right over that boat. And then there's that little love seat thing. You're going to see lots of girls go over, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, let's find out the roster who will be attacking this beast of a course out here today. Of course, you saw the podium, Lizzie, Kisa, and Jordan from last year, but joining this group, a couple of rookies. And how about a local, Nicole Hause, out of Minnesota. She's got more fans here than anybody.
Absolutely. Half might be her friends and family in the crowd, but she has been putting in her time on the course. She's the only goofy foot rider out here today, so every line that she does is going to be unique and different than the other girls, just with that alone.
Yeah, so much style, so much consistency amongst these competitors. I cannot wait to see what the ladies have in store. Without further ado, let's kick this thing off, shall we?
Yeah, we got Kiana up first, and let me tell you, she just started skating last year. This is her, well, the road to X Games and Boise qualifier was her first pro event. She got in through that, and here she is. So hopefully she can shake off the nerves and just stick her whole run. She's all of 16 years old, and this is her X Games debut.
16-year-old X Games rookie Kiana Ogawa. Welcome to Minneapolis.
Nice slip slide on the biggest part of the course. Beautiful Smith through the corner. Really linking together a great run so far here. Big air over the hip. As you can see, she airs over the deck there, which is a lot harder than airing on just any old hip.
And Lindsay, how important is it for these skaters to show the judges that they can skate the entire bowl, every obstacle in it?
She is showing us that she can skate every obstacle, and I think that is an extremely important part of skating in a park contest. You know, they put the obstacles there for you to skate them, so they want to see you skate them.
And as you said, Kiana coming into this contest,
and
she finishes strong with that Miller flip. She got in that Boise Park qualifier, but first place in the Exposure Bowl in that AM 15+ division. Second place in the girls Combi Pool Classic. Look at this thing.
Upside down, coming in backwards. Love it.
And rides away. Hands up.
Hangs on to it. She actually suffered a little bit of an injury to her knee in practice, but she felt good enough to skate the contest, and you can see she's killing it.
And as someone who's no stranger to the X Games stage, the nerves of being the first person to drop into a final, and oh, by the way, in your X Games debut.
Yeah, she handled that like a boss.
Here's Poppy Star Olsen.
From Australia, young Poppy has been killing it in the contest scene lately. Putting together a great run. Love that Andrick. Nice 5-0.
We saw Poppy last year at X Games Austin. She finished in 9th.
Where she goes over the boat, tweaking it. Beautiful backside air. What a nice run she's got going here.
Her style's so smooth, Lizzie.
Yeah. Smooth, determined. Oh! Falling on that fast plant.
And again, I hope you're keeping eyes on the ages in this group. 16-year-old Kiana, and now Poppy Star, 17.
Oh. She'll look for her second run here today, but she, as you saw there, the second fall was a backside air, and the first fall was a fast plant, which is a lot harder because you take your foot off and you plant it on the thing. Oh my gosh, look at this tweak over the boat.
Styling.
That is so styling.
Poppy Star Olsen does not skate like a 17-year-old.
No, and as you can see in that slow-mo, the focus and determination on her face shows her dedication.
A 71 for Poppy, so a very solid run one score again here in the finals. The ladies getting 2 attempts each, and there we see the local girl, Nicole Hause from Stillwater, Minnesota. It's her second X Games appearance. And that roar of the crowd you hear is all of US Bank Stadium supporting one of their own.
There she goes. Nice smooth 50-50 around the corner. Airing over that hip. Oh, what a lofty ollie. Coming into the deep end with a giant frontside air. Oh my gosh, into a backside ollie. Oh my gosh. Hanging on. Oh my gosh, that makes me think of Kevin Staub with the best backside ollies around. Oh, so stylish. Indy over the boat. Wow, she is putting together a great run out here today. Oh my gosh, another unique line that no one else is doing. Off of that little love seat thing. Oh, a giant Indy air. Wow. With 2 seconds on the clock, almost timed perfectly.
A dream run for Nicole Hause, putting the city on her back. As we take another look, it doesn't get better than that in her first run.
Look at how stylish that is. Over and smooth.
The 19-year-old in her second X Games appearance.
High fives and hugs.
An 81.66. What a score for Nicole Hause.
Solid run for Nicole the local.
And we're just getting started here in tonight's final. Nicole Hause taking over the lead. And there we see the youngest athlete at X Games, and it's now time to take a look at the road to X. Tonight we feature Brighton Zeuner, which is shorter than most roads. 11 years old, the youngest female competitor of all time in the history of X Games, putting it down in Texas.
What a day for her. That was amazing.
All right, we've just arrived at the school. I see Brighton and her brother Jackson over here. What did you guys learn in school today?
Yeah.
What? You learned that? That's pretty cool. What about you?
Addition.
You learned addition?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, what's kickflip plus kickflip?
Double kickflip.
Boom, we got a genius. So Brighton, last year you were 11 years old, you got invited to X Games. Now you're all grown up, you're 12. Do you ever feel the pressure being so young at an event that big?
Well, I was very nervous, and I had so many interviews. It was kind of overwhelming,
totally.
But I've definitely gotten used to it.
What's it like living in Encinitas?
It's definitely different from Arizona. There's a lot more parks and a lot more people. I love it.
All right, so is this it? The Zeuner compound right here?
Yeah, this is it. Just give me like 5
minutes?
Yeah.
Let's tidy up. Okay, cool. Kids.
I'm ready.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Alrighty.
This is where we all work.
Everything's so, like, organized.
Very OCD.
I can tell.
This is my room.
Good vibes. I like it.
Yes.
You know what I'm excited for?
What?
Right here, X Games gold medal.
Oh.
2017. Can we read some of your journals? Or is it all private?
My brother is so rude. Sometimes I want to pound his head in the wall.
God, I totally know how you feel.
I can't right now.
Wow! This is the coolest backyard I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
Mass pool parties.
Mass pool parties.
Mass.
Holy moly, no big deal. 10-foot vert ramp in your backyard. Can we skate it? Well, maybe you should skate it and I'll just film or watch. You are my hero.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us into your world today. I'm gonna take the stairs, but have fun. All right.
Bye, thank you.
See you at X Games.
And there we see Bridget and Brandon Zeuner
The
here
proud
to watch
parents.
their daughter try to put it down. Now, if you watched her in the park qualifier just a few weeks ago in Boise, it wasn't about just getting here. She won it outright. She's no joke. Turning 13 yesterday, she's not here just to get on the podium. She's here to win this thing, Lindsay.
She is fierce, and she has grown so much in the last year. You can see it in her skating. She's so much more powerful. You can see how high she's going out of the bowl. I think that plays a huge part in how much she's grown into her skating over the last year.
There's so much
Nice gate
purpose in
twist.
her riding.
So much purpose. She's got her run planned out. Nice air over that funny little hip. Oh, beautiful Smith grind through the corner.
She just missed the podium at X Games last year in her debut, finishing 4th.
She's utilizing every piece of the course. Nice lip slide up on that wall. Whoa, look at that little three. That was awesome. Wow, sticking her entire run. That is huge for the judges to see her stick everything, use every part of the course, and have her trick end at the last second there. She really planned that out.
And we don't want to shortchange her. That graphic was accurate as of 12 hours ago. She is now 13 years old. So how will the judges score this? An 88.66.
Oh my gosh.
Brighton
Awesome.
Zeuner takes over first place
Beautiful, beautiful first run score.
after her first run. The birthday girl in the top spot. We're just getting started here in Women's Skateboard Park. The world's best action sports athletes are competing at X Games Minneapolis, and our coverage continues tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on ABC and then at 3 on ESPN. You can also watch the X Games streaming live on the ESPN app. We got ourselves a bit of a heater right now, Lindsay. This final, we're halfway through run 1, and Brighton Zeuner, all of 13 years old, just put the entire field on notice.
Absolutely. Next up, we have Hannah Zanzi, who is an X Games rookie, but actually the oldest one in the field at only 25 years old.
And that's not to be slighted, because when you watch her skate, all you can say to yourself is, where has she been?
Absolutely. She came onto the scene at 10, 11 years old and then dropped out for a lot of years, and here she is. Oh my gosh! With a huge kickflip Indy into the boat. That was insane. And no note that she is skating padless. So when she falls, she falls. There is no safety on her knees.
No pads, no helmets for Hannah Zanzi out of Huntington Beach.
Hustling back up. I really hope we're going to see that kickflip Indy. As far as I've seen through practice, she is the only girl out here doing that today. So we'll see if anybody else does. Oh my gosh, and she does it! Into a boneless and rolling back into the bowl here. She comes.
That was so heavy, Lindsay.
Oh, that was awesome. What? To disaster? She has some of the most unique tricks, and she puts it down. What? Oh my God.
Progression. It's not just a word.
Oh, here comes the kickflip Indy. Drop.
Grabs it. Look how long she's in the air.
So high above that boat, stomping it.
So the question becomes, though, Lindsay, she did fall on that the first time. How much are the judges going to penalize her for that?
Well, she didn't get a lot of tricks in, but she did some big tricks. So she got a pretty decent score on the board, and we just have to hope that her second run will be, you know, without falls, and we can see more amazing tricks from her.
Oh, my goodness. If that's a preview of what's to come, look out field. Jordan Barratt, 18 years old, out of Encinitas, California. She's our defending bronze medalist.
Stylish, so much style. You know, she has Bucky Lasek kind of mentoring her these days. And so you can see some of his tricks when you see her skate, her flawless skating.
You also see, she forgets her board there, the surf style.
Right,
She competed on the WSL
surfing.
Junior Pro Surf.
And so you do see that style, that boneless in the corner there. It was beautiful. Here she comes. She's, oh my gosh. I think that was a fast plant.
So final 10 seconds, but again, you get a second attempt here, so she'll probably just throw this one away and have to go for a broke on attempt number 2, which she will absolutely have to do when you see what Brighton, Nicole, and Poppy, and even Hannah have done so far today.
Right, I agree. She definitely is going to look for her second run, but you see Bucky
Speaking
there.
of Bucky, there he is.
And seriously, I will tell you, he is the best teacher I've ever encountered.
Wow.
Some people just know how to teach, and he is one of those people, and he has always been so supportive of all the girl skaters. So it's great to have people like Bucky in her corner.
Well, it's time for our life proof, living proof. We caught up with Lizzie Armanto, who is living proof you can live your dreams.
I'm from Santa Monica, California, and I just moved down to Encinitas. It's this like small beach town, and after traveling, it's cool to come back to and just kind of like regroup. I moved down to Encinitas because the skate scene is a lot better. Pretty much if you like go any direction, there's a park within like 15 minutes, and the Zeuner's ramp is just down the street from me. I just turned pro like a few weeks ago, and I got my signature board, which is really exciting because I dreamed about that. When I first started skating, there was no way I ever thought I'd turn pro. It wasn't like female pro boards were that prevalent. I mean, there's like a couple girls that had boards, but it's not common. I'm Lizzie Armanto, and I'm a professional skateboarder.
Well, Lizzie has been the face of women's park. You want to talk about a year. Turned pro for Birdhouse, the video park for Thrasher, the cover of Thrasher, the cover of Trans World. First, by the way, for a woman. It's just remarkable what she's accomplished in her young career.
Yes, she has accomplished a lot, and she has worked hard for it. She has been out there at the contest. She's been out there filming video parts. She's nonstop. Nice lean to tail. Great start to her run here.
She earned a silver medal last year and a gold in 2013 back at X Games Barcelona.
Oh, a nice ollie up into the boat, into a 50-50. That's a unique line that only she and Jordan are doing.
And the one thing about Lizzie from last year was the tricks were there, but she did have trouble staying on her board. We thought with those bag of tricks, with that line, had she put it down, it was gold
Awesome
medal.
frontside invert.
She had to settle for silver.
Frontside inverts is one of those tricks that when you do that, it's almost instant respect from the old bowl skaters and the park guys. It's a lot more difficult than it looks.
So Lizzie is going to have to put it down on her second run, but again, you saw the potential of what's possible when she's in the bowl.
Always skating with style and grace.
A 65.66, so had her falls, but still in fourth place, just on the outside looking in from the podium. And how about this? Our defending park gold medalist, 17 years old, Kisa Nakamura. I think all you can think about when you watch her, Lindsay, consistency.
Yes, consistency is key. Wow, look at that unit. That is a frontside 540 with her hand on the ramp halfway through. Nice air over the hip. Again, one of those airs over the deck, which is much harder than just airing a normal hip. Invert. She's stringing together quite the run here today. What? Oh my gosh. She was going for that transfer up to the 50-50. The only one I've seen out here doing that.
Don't think it's wasted on her that the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo will feature Skateboard Park.
She has definitely got that in her sights. I think after that got announced, and it was shortly after her X Games win.
Right.
Here comes her unit. Wow. You don't see any other 540 spins out here yet today. Squatting it out and hanging on. She was so committed to that trick.
A gold medal last year at X Games Austin. We await her run one score.
After she won that gold, it was announced that the Olympics were coming, and she got flooded with media and became quite the little celebrity, which was a little adjustment for her.
A 66 for Kisa. Run one officially in the books here at our women's skateboard park final, and it's 13-year-old Brighton Zeuner in first place, followed by the local girl Nicole Hause and Poppy Star Olsen rounding out our top three. It's second and final attempts time when we return here to US Bank Stadium, the brand new home of X Games Minneapolis. If you're wondering where to go for all your X Games gear, head over to xgamesmerchandise.com and please shop away. Your closet will thank you. Brandon Graham alongside Lindsay Adams, Hawkins Pastrana in the booth, and what a final we have here. It's the women's skateboard park final, one run in. 13-year-old Brighton Zeuner in the lead. Why is she winning this contest? What did she do on that run to put the entire field on notice?
Well, first of all, she stayed on her board, and that is so important. So far, we haven't had a lot of that. And she used the entire course. She put a trick on every wall, and she simply killed it.
Hashtag analysis. Run two begins now. Kiana Ogawa. She's sitting in sixth place, trying to replace that 65.33.
You can see a little limp as she got up there. She did injure her knee a little bit in practice. She's still hustling, though. I love to see that out of the girls. It means they're committed to putting down the best that they can in their run. Beautiful Smith grind through the corner there.
And again, Lindsay, I hate to keep bringing it up, but this is a two-run format. You had to go for broke here.
Yes.
You can appreciate Kiana really trying to push it on her final attempt.
5-0 tail there. Here she comes into the bigger section. Nice 5-0 through the corner. She's utilizing the entire course. Wow, what a red tail stall onto the bigger wall there. 5-0 through the corner, and that is it. But whoa! Throwing in a unique trick there on the boat. Kind of a street trick into a bowl contest.
So That's going to do it, excuse me, for Kiana's second run. But still, regardless of the score here, Lindsay, what I was going to say is got to keep your head up high because, oh, by the way, you're making your X Games debut.
Right. X Games debut. She's 16 years old. She didn't start skating until she was 15, which means that was only a year ago. So this is her first professional contest.
Insane.
And a huge stage. She comes all the way from Japan. She did great.
To the biggest contest in the world. Ups her score, a 68, putting her into 4th place. Poppy Star Olsen, she's right now in that bronze medal position.
Our only Aussie in the field. One of our teens at 17 years old. Starting her run off beautifully.
What can she do to try to touch Nicole or even Brighton and move up a spot in the podium position?
The biggest thing is to stay on her board. You know, she did not stick an entire run the last time. Here she comes over that love seat, over the boat, tweaking out that melon grab. Oh my gosh, she took her foot off. Here she goes, frontside air. She is holding on with 20 seconds to go. What fast plant. Planting her foot on the ramp, so much harder than keeping it on. Whoa! Nice skate twist, starting backwards and landing forward. What? She just took her foot off on that invert. What?
Poppy!
Going for broke. She knew she had to throw it down.
Poppy Star Olsen was on one. Everyone here at US Bank Stadium wanted to see her close that thing out.
Huge tweaked out melon over the boat. So was that fall in her time or not? I didn't really see the time. I think it will definitely up her score though. 83.
Oh my goodness, that jumps Olsen up from bronze medal position into silver. Poppy Star Olsen climbing up into 2nd place. She bumped our next competitor to drop in out of Stillwater, Minnesota. The fans are cheering loudest for Nicole Hause. She's currently in podium position, but she wants to move up, and she's got to do it right now.
50-50 around the corner and that beautiful frontside ollie. Wow, look at that frontside air. I think she's going the highest of any girl today.
Yeah, the amplitude out of the bowl is second to none.
Backside ollie just hanging on with her feet and nothing else. Backside ollie over the hip. Here she comes. She is pumping hard. Nice 50-50. She's linking together a great run here, utilizing the entire course.
Final 10 seconds for Nicole.
Backside 180. Where is she going with this? Into a gate twist. Oh, Nicole! So close.
You know, we talked about her first run as ideal. It was her dream run. I didn't think she could have upped the ante, and she was doing just that. But again, not closing it out, but we'll see how the judges score this.
Proper invert. You know, she lives with Carabeth Burnside, skateboarding legend.
Right.
And I believe that Carabeth has spent some time with her, helping her learn some stuff. That invert is definitely a classic.
So Nicole Hause unable to up her score, and 3rd place is where she will stay.
Zeuner is dropping in next, our current leader, and she is not one to sit back and watch to keep her score where it is. She is probably going to go for broke and really try to up her score. She loves to go for it. 50-50 over the love seat. Nice tweaked backside air. Invert. Looks like she's keeping her speed, which you can tell from how much she's grown from last year that is helping her skating so much, giving her a lot more power. Oh, no!
Just gets off her board. Final 20 seconds for our leader.
But she's hustling. She's still skating. She doesn't care that she's in first.
No, she's skating like a vet.
Exactly.
She knows exactly what she needs. Final 10 seconds for Brighton.
Wow, nice people to the corner there. Pumping, lip slide, finish finishes her run out like a pro.
I'm not trying to put more pressure on her than we need to, Lindsay, but if Brighton Zeuner wins here tonight, she becomes the youngest X Games gold medalist in history.
Yes, and you know what? Ryan Sheckler holds that record right now. That he actually got that record before she was even born.
Yeah, that is crazy. Back in 2003, an 80.33. So she will hold on to her first run score. First place is where she stays. Let's head down to Corbin Harris, who's with Brighton's dad.
Yes, I'm with Brighton's father right here. I've seen you pacing around. How are the nerves going?
It doesn't get any easier. So I've just been going back and forth over here and getting made fun of by the ESPN crew. And when it's your little kid, right? So the nerves have sort of settled down now. But yeah.
All right, she's in a good position, so good luck, guys.
Could we see history tonight? What a birthday gift an X Games gold medal would be for Brighton Zeuner. Final attempts when we return. Weekend, including tomorrow, as the best action sports athletes are competing here at X Games Minneapolis, and our coverage continues tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on ABC and then 3 o'clock on ESPN. You can also watch the X Games streaming live on the ESPN app. We are midway through final attempts here in the women's skateboard park final, and a young lady who turned 13 years old yesterday is in first place.
Absolutely. Brighton Zeuner put down a run in her first run like no other so far.
But there you see those 4 names still to drop in, including this young lady, really the oldest in the field, Zanzi. It's our first time seeing her on the X Games stage, but my broadcast partner, the legendary Lindsay Hawkins Pastrana, you're no stranger to Zanzi.
Yeah, we met back in 2001, and she has been a legend ever since. She dropped out of the scene of contests in about 2002, and she's back, and she is fierce, and she is awesome, and I cannot wait to see this run.
Neither of you aged a bit, by the way.
Yeah, we pretty much look the same.
So the pressure's on Hannah right now. She put it down at the park qualifier to get into X Games Minneapolis. If she can land this run, watch out podium.
Nice air into a boneless.
The key for her right now, stay on her board.
Exactly, stay on her board. What? She has the most unique tricks, and she makes them look so good.
And such an ode to the old school.
Uh-huh. What
oh!
was that? No, the fall, no. That was going to be a frontside 5 to disaster, I think. She skates like no one else.
Exactly. She's doing things out there that no one else is doing, and she is quickly making herself a fan favorite.
Absolutely, she is. I hope she drops in and does that massive kickflip Indy again. There she comes. Let's see what she's got for us in the last few seconds of her run. Wow, huge frontside air to disaster.
And what a trooper. She re-broke her wrist during practice earlier this week, as you could see the cast there. But not really affecting her riding. And she looks so
look at
good.
that tucked knee, touching her board with her back knee. So much style.
That's textbook right there.
Well, I hope that what we have seen from her is a glimpse into the future, and that we can continue to see her through the next few years here at X Games.
Something tells me she will be a mainstay on the X Games stage for a very long time, as will this next young lady, our defending bronze medalist from last year, Jordan Barratt. She's in 7th place right now. She needs something big.
Had that nice tweaky air over the hip. Into the boat, into a grind. Such an awesome line. An eggplant. Planting her front hand rather than her back. Whoa. I don't even know what that was. Frontside invert.
Already a stronger run than what we saw in her first attempt.
Backside disaster. Making sure she does a trick on every obstacle. Wow, really staying on her board this run. A few seconds left. Smith grind. Whoa, frontside ollie to tail. And that is time.
A full pull for Jordan Barratt, saving her best for last. And she's showing you how she got on the podium last year.
Here she comes with that eggplant. It's so gnarly putting your front hand down like that.
There you see her talking to X Games legend Bucky Lasek.
Waiting her score.
An 86.66! Jumping her all the way up into silver medal position.
Wow!
Jordan Barratt delivers on her final attempt of the night. As you said, Lindsay, stay on your board, show those tricks, and that's what she was able to do. There we see our current leader, newly minted 13-year-old Brighton Zeuner. She seems very relaxed right now.
She does. Now, Lizzie is kind of a big sister figure to her. Lizzie used to live at their house for a while she was in SoCal, and now she just moved down the street. So let's see what Lizzie has for us.
What does Lizzie have to do here to try and crash that podium and maybe even take the top spot?
She really needs to stay on her board. Oh,
if
Lizzie.
only you would have said it sooner, Lindsay.
Maybe she could have heard me from here, but she looks like she's going to drop in for us and show us what she's got with this last 30 seconds of her run.
Such a disheartening feeling for Lizzie Armanto, but perhaps she
can
try and block it out.
Frontside grind. Still showing a solid run here, but that fall is really going to hurt her score. Falling up into the boat into a nice 50-50. What? Is that a cradle slide? Smith grind. And that is time, but she'll throw in the invert at the end there.
We're left with what could have been for Lizzie Armanto, and much like what we saw at last year's X Games, she just had trouble staying on her board. We thought it might end up at a gold. She had to settle for a silver, and unfortunately today, she will not be getting back on the podium.
Yeah, this two-run format can be really tough for some of the girls. You know, sometimes they just can't hold on in those first two runs, and when they're your only runs, that's all you got.
A 69, so she's able to up her score and move up into 5th place. And then there was one.
So
Brighton Zeuner stays in first place, but Kisa Nakamura,
our defending champion,
she is the last person who can potentially crash this podium and defend her gold. What can she do for the final attempt here in the contest?
She is known to throw some crazy stuff in contests, so let's see what she's got for us. Nice air over that unit again, hanging on, squeaking it around. Nice backside disaster. Air over the deck of the hip again. Heel stall.
And again, just so consistent.
Over, very consistent.
Going about her business.
Using every inch of the course. Here we go, transfer up into 50. Oh! And she doesn't do it, dare I say it. Do we have a new record gold medalist? We will have to wait and see after the scores are in. 8 seconds left. Here she goes. Just finishing with style and grace. She did not let that fall shake her.
So Kisa Nakamura did have a slip up. We await the judges' score. Brighton Zeuner has to sit there and wonder, will she become the youngest X Games gold medalist in history?
At 13 years and 1 day. Oh, I was holding my breath.
And history is made with that score. Brighton Zeuner becomes the youngest to ever win an X Games gold medal.
Wow, what a podium. Poppy getting bronze. You can see the emotion between these girls. They spend so much time together. They're somewhat of skateboard sisters. The camaraderie here today is beautiful.
This is what X Games is all about. History-making moments. That is your podium. Poppy Star Olsen earning the bronze, Jordan Barratt a silver, and 13-year-old Brighton Zeuner taking home the gold.
That podium is all teenagers. All teenagers.
And there's a final look at our standings here in Women's Skateboard Park. What more can you say about Brighton Zeuner? Let's hear her own words as we join now Corbin Harris out on the course.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a big couple of days for you. It's been your birthday. All these great things have been happening. You have taken the medal that Ryan Sheckler had for so long. You are now the youngest ever to hold this in history. What is going on inside your head right now?
That this was the best birthday in my entire life, and I will never forget this, and I cannot wait to go celebrate, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Minnesota. This was amazing. So, thank you.
We love seeing you out there. We'll let you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Perhaps the greatest birthday gift in the world, an X Games gold medal. The youngest to ever win on this stage. Lindsay, Adams, Hawkins, Pastrana, can you believe it?
Dude, the average age of the podium was 16 years old.
You're out here doing
Can you
math.
believe that? I had to do the math because it's amazing.
A performance for the ages as good as it gets out here at the Women's Skateboard Park Final. Brighton Zeuner making history. What a night we're having here at X Games Minneapolis.
My heart is pumping. I can't get over how awesome that event was. Woo!
Don't pretend to be clean. I'm everything and everything that's in between.